What's up, fam? Welcome back to the show. Today is the big day because MiCA, the regulation in the European Union, comes to effect today, and it seems like everybody's panicking and USDT is gonna go to zero, and you know, people are going nuts about this, and they think that the world is ending. And the Tether FUD in and of itself is something that's been going around for ages and ages and ages. But anyway, we're gonna talk about why we are actually not screwed with this whole MiCA and the EU regulation. I'm gonna explain to you what is it exactly and what will happen from today on. I'm also gonna talk about a bunch of other stuff, as I always do, recent news. For example, Phantom is going to bring Sui. What could you be trading on, or what could be the opportunity here? 5 to 10x meme opportunities. We're gonna talk about how China found 1,000 ton of gold. Holy shit, which is 0.5% of the supply. I'm going to talk about the implications of that. And also, I'm going to talk about whether you should start rotating into ETH or not. Or is it time to start rotating into ETH? As what is it? Almost my last show this year. Tomorrow is my last show. Almost my last show this year. Let's get going. Guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe. I bring you the best alpha from the past 24 hours. Everything you need to know about crypto, and for the next 24 hours. And then I rinse and repeat. We talk about charts. We talk about trades. We talk about news and everything else that's cool. If that sounds good, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Come back tomorrow as well. Like the show, share the show, love the show, and also follow me on X if you want daily alpha that you cannot get here from me, or that's out of the opening hours of my show. So let's get going here. All right. So guys, number one, MiCA. Let's run through. First of all, I'm actually freaking impressed. Like, this is my first ever tweet that got 500,000 impressions, which is, I'm super happy about this. Like, it's, you know, it's like a big thing for me. So we're gonna start focusing much more on these threads. I genuinely thought these were kind of obvious for people, but I mean, not necessarily MiCA, but in general. But I'm gonna focus much more on writing threads. But MiCA is market in crypto asset regulation. So if you're not in the EU, or if you're in the EU and you don't know, very simply, there was this proposal put forward a few years back that was about regulating crypto exchanges, crypto assets, and stablecoin issuers, everything about crypto. How could they make crypto safer in the EU? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh my God, these fuckers, you know. But in general, this is actually a good thing, because they are making crypto safer. So the whole idea, whether they're on track or not, we're going to talk about in a second. But the whole idea behind MiCA is not something that the EU is hating on crypto and the EU wants to crack down. I see all these crazy headlines and Twitter posts, and I'm like, it really just causes unnecessary FUD around the market. So there's nothing like that. Everything is fine. It's been planned for a long time. It's not a crackdown from the EU. It's very simply put a regulatory framework that outlines how exchanges, stablecoin issuers, crypto projects can operate within the space, which is good, because one thing the markets don't like is uncertainty. And with MiCA in the EU, they are going to have certainty, okay, or much more certainty than they had previously. I wrote this complete thread. There's a link in the description to my X profile. If you go down, it's gonna be here. Follow Fefe on X for daily alpha. You can do that, and you can find these posts as well, but you can read it through. But I'm going to run through here now. First of all, obviously, not disclosure. Anything I say on the show as well is not financial advice. I'm just going to share my thoughts. But what is MiCA? MiCA is a market in crypto asset regulation in the EU framework, launching on December 13th, which is today. And the whole idea is to, 1, protect investors, 2, regulate stablecoins, and 3, license crypto providers, whether they are vendors, exchanges, much more. Now, under this regulatory framework, these companies that want to operate within the EU or want to offer their products to the EU, so they can be a company outside of the EU. This is also a misconception or a misunderstanding, that it doesn't have to be an EU-based company. It has to be a company that offers services to EU residents. Will need to get this MiCA license. Again, we're talking about crypto, so they will need to get this MiCA license. And especially when it comes to stablecoin providers, obviously, probably, I believe they want to do, Euro stablecoin or whatever, and they want to limit who and how can operate within these boundaries. So if you do that, if you look through what stablecoins you already have, you have Tether and USDC as the two major ones. USDC is issued by Circle, a company called Circle, and Circle is licensed. So they already have a license for USDC. They're also going to have USDE as Euro, but USD Circle Euro. But now they have the USDC as stablecoin, and they have a license to operate within the EU. I got it out. Okay, so that means that even if USDT, which is actually not licensed, I'm going to talk about it in a second, is not licensed, you will still be able to do crypto transactions on major platforms like Binance, like Bybit, like all the other platforms that will limit the use of USDT, if they will limit. So the fact is that yes, you need regulation, and USDC or Circle is already licensed. So there's no reason to believe that crypto is going to stop existing. You will not be able to sell your crypto, all that. Tether, on the other hand, and all this FUD about Tether, yes, about 67%, and I also write it here in the thread, about 67% of all transactions are based on Tether or are connected, goes through Tether. So obviously, if Tether would be banned in the EU, it would be bad for the industry, but that's not necessarily the case. Now, Tether, the issuer USDT, is not licensed and does not plan to do any license for MiCA, okay? Now, there are talks that they are going to have a Euro stablecoin and that will be licensed, and there's like a lot of talks around that. But one thing is for certain, that they are not licensed for MiCA and they are not planning to be licensed for USDT, okay? Now, even though that Tether, and I write it here, even though that they are not licensed, this does not mean that USDT is unsafe. So all of the people who go around and they say, oh my God, USDT is going to collapse and USDT is going to die and this and this and this. None of that is true. None of that is true. Or not because of the MiCA law. Not because the fact that they are not licensed doesn't mean that you can't use them on chain. It doesn't mean that you can't use them on non-KYC exchanges. It doesn't mean that you can't use them anywhere else other than the EU. It just means that for a certain time, and I'm going to talk about the period, you might have limited access to USDT if the companies that are providers, for example, Binance, already announced that they are not going to use USDT, will announce they are not going to use USDT. You will just have to use another issuer. Now, let me scroll through here. What should you do? Okay, so number one, do nothing. Honestly, do nothing. What you can potentially do is you can, one thing you should do is to look through your exchange accounts and see like, okay, is there any exchange that delists USDT? But even if you don't do anything, they will just simply convert your USDT balanced one-on-one onto USDC or the stablecoin that they're going to support. Probably is going to be USDC because of Circle's license. But everything is going to be done in the background, even if you don't do anything. What you can potentially do is you can look into hold on a second. What you can potentially do, where is it? What you can potentially do is you can look into how you can, if, for example, there is an exchange for example, Binance announces that they are not going to support USDT, you can try to play around the fact, when do you convert your USDT? You can try to play around the fact that you obviously have to close your leverage positions, which are USDT, and then convert that into USDC and potentially move your funds into USDC on your leverage account. But in general, there is not much to do. That's basically the whole thing behind. There is one more very important aspect to it, yes, which I almost forget. One very, very important aspect to it is that although it comes into effect today, so from today, December 30th, 2024, you do have the MiCA regulation going live. But there is a 6 months window that allows companies to catch up on this MiCA regulation and acquire licenses. Now, until there is an acceptance or rejection of the license that the companies apply for, they can still operate within this 6 months period. Now, this 6 months period lasts from today until July 1st. I think it's July 1st, what does it say here? Yeah, July 1st, okay? So it's July 1st, 2025. And then there is an extension opportunity, which I'm pretty sure that crypto companies will find a way to do, that you can extend that until July 1st, 2026. So that's an 18 months period. So even if USDT or Tether does not acquire a license, does not issue a new coin, yada, 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 even though they don't do that, they have a 6 months window to operate. So it's going to be interesting topic again on July 1st, 2025. But until then, there is not much to do. The TLDR is MiCA is launching. MiCA is good for everybody to chill the F out and stop spreading FUD. Tether has been FUDed so many times, not gonna go under. Most likely, obviously nobody knows, but it's not gonna be like, oh my God, Tether is ending because of MiCA. MiCA seems like a pain in the ass, but significantly step towards global crypto clarity, and in my honest opinion, will be good for the industry long term. And exchanges and providers, issuers have another 6 to 18 months to get compliant. So that's about MiCA. Okay, let's get that out of the window. I'm happy that everybody understands this. If you got any questions, I'm here in the comments, so please just let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna reply. But in general, that's basically it. And why everybody is panicking. Everybody's going nuts. And oh my God, MiCA, and the world is ending. Someone is buying. Someone put $255 million worth of Bitcoin. 2.7 thousand Bitcoins, while everybody's panicking. This is a whale. It's not like a random, group of people, whatever. We don't know. But someone bought 2.7 thousand Bitcoin, $255 million worth of Bitcoins. And it's not only them. The ETFs in the US bought about 49,591 Bitcoins in December. But the important number here is not the 50,000 Bitcoins. The important number here is the 13,500. That's the amount of Bitcoins that been mined in December, as opposed to only the ETF purchases, which was 50,000. That's about 4 times the amount of Bitcoin that's been bought than the Bitcoin that's been mined. And this is where it really gets interesting, because the game theory is supply and demand. The reason why price goes up in everything or anything is because of supply and demand. If there is not enough supply and big enough demand, the price will obviously go higher. If there is 50 people that want to buy this little toy here for $10, someone will say, you know what, I'm going to give you $12 for it. And then someone will say, oh, holy shit, can I just bid? Well, I'm going to bid 14 because I need it. And then the price starts going up because there's increased demand and limited supply. Because only we're only 21 million. Now, do not bet against 2025 Q1. I know that all of you are scared. I know that some of you think, oh my God, I'm gonna wreck myself and I'm being stupid. Maybe you bought the top. Maybe you bought the top of this dip, and maybe you didn't follow me on X and you didn't get the noti that you should start taking profits. But if you haven't, well, this is a great opportunity. And if you have, do not panic, okay? Do not panic. It's been like this. I dedicated my entire life on helping you guys navigate the market because I've been there. I have been the one sitting there thinking, holy shit, what have I done? And I've made all the mistakes in the book. Do not, and I emphasize it, do not quit now. Do not say, I've seen people send me DMs. I read every DM and I reply to the ones that make any sense. And people are like, I'm going to just cut my positions. Like I'm down 50%. I'm just going to close everything now because probably the bull market has ended. Don't be that guy. Okay, obviously not financial advice. You do whatever you want to do, but I've made this mistake and I really regretted it. So Q1 after the halving year has always been extremely bullish. If you look at 2017, 1 year after the halving, 31% in January alone, 48% in February, 214% in March. Okay, 2021, 78% in January alone, 8% in February, 34% in March, 44% in April. We're looking at a massive freaking explosive growth. Maybe we're going to have, and I'm going to talk about it in a second, maybe we're going to have a little more downside. But on the grand scheme of things, this is the time to start bidding. This is the time to go all in. Because the next 3 to 4 to 5 months is going to be exponential. Now, 4 and 8 years ago, you've seen the halving cycles. We have talked about it quite some times already on the show. But in general, what you can see here is the blue line. It's the scale represents the scale compared to different halving cycles, right? If you see the 2014, 2017 cycle, down here with the blue, 2018, 2021 is the gold, and 2022, 2025 is the black one. Now, you see we have met it, whatever the number might be. We might not go up to 1 million. We might not go up to 500,000. But there is another pump coming, and it's only Bitcoin that we're looking at. There is another pump coming on crypto in general. And this is the life-changing opportunity. In the next 4 months, you'll be able to make 3 to 5x easy with the biggest assets as well. If you buy Solana today, it's an easy 3 to 5x in my opinion. If you buy Ethereum, it's an easy 2x. If you buy Bitcoin, it's an easy 80% in my opinion. Even more, possibly even more. So just want to emphasize this, and as Alex Becker says here, it's incredibly obvious the market is about to surge, unless you're a dumb, effing, retard, mod person. Okay, so I just wanted to put it out here, but I have a better explanation. So I wrote this thread today, and I said, read this. And I want to read this to you as well if you haven't followed me, or if you haven't seen this. It's important. Just want to make sure I'm crystal clear on my approach so you do not miss the biggest pump of the decade. It's important I post intraday trades, I post charts and whatnot. So just wanted to make sure that it's very clear on where I stand. I am heavy long on 3 to 5x leverage positions, about 60-70% deployed, meaning about 60 to 70% of my cash that is allocated for leverage trading is already in the market, and about 40% is waiting for the dip if the dip comes. And there can be extreme volatility in the next 2 weeks. One, there is the yearly and monthly close. So we have monthly closes, and usually these periods are very volatile. But now we spice it up a little bit with the yearly close coming tomorrow, the yearly candle close. Trump inauguration coming next year, January 20th. So that's also something. Obviously, the inauguration is uncertainty in the markets. We need to see how the market responds. Massive liquidity and imbalance to the downside. TA says we're good. Technical analysis says we're going to dump. And inflation, Fed uncertainty. So we still have a little bit of uncertainty regarding inflation. What will the Fed do in January? But there's a lot of questions still overhanging. But I post my charts to keep you posted and protect you from doing something stupid. Even though I think we'll dump, it's not worth waiting. Okay? The reason why I'm being so vocal about this now, because again, I have been where you are. I've been sitting there and I've been thinking to myself, what the fuck should I do? And I'm telling you, not financial advice, but deploy. Protect your downside. Very important. Don't do 20x leverage on a meme coin. Don't do that. Be able to weather a 20-30% drop on major coins. There is a possibility Solana drops down to 150, 140. There is. It is possible. There is a possibility Bitcoin goes down to 80,000, 85,000. Make sure that you can protect yourself. If you're on leverage, make sure that your liquidation price is non-existent. There is no liquidation price. Add margin. Don't add that much amount of money into the position from your own money. Don't use high leverage. Make sure that you protect your downside and buckle the F up, because I promise you the next 3 to 6 months is going to be messy. Let's look at the charts, and I have some crazy other news as well. Let's look at the charts here. I know it sounds kind of ludicrous, but here's what I posted. So I said that we do have double tops here. Even if a dump is coming, I think there is still a possibility for a massive dump down to the 2.95 trillion region. The reason is, if you follow my content again, if you don't, you should. But I always talk about the 50% on the market. 50% means markets always retrace 50%. It has happened all the bull markets, everything. If you look at lower time frame, if you look at higher time frame, I've been saying the same thing on the shows all the way up here, and people said I'm an idiot. And then I said, every time markets retrace 50%, if you pull the 50%, where did the market come? It came 50% retrace, it moved on. So the 50% currently sits on this leg, sits about 2.95 trillion on the total market cap, and down here about 2.7 trillion. That would be about between $77,000 and $85,000 Bitcoin. I'm gonna look at the Bitcoin chart as well. So on Bitcoin, if you look here, it would be on this leg, it would be down about 87 to 85,000. And if you pull it from the very bottom, it's about 77,000-ish for the retrace. Now, this is absolute. If we would do that, that would be absolutely healthy. It would be healthy, simple, healthy, great. So there is a possibility for us to dump from here. That means that a potential 10-15% on major coins, 20% on major coins is absolutely in the cards. But what I do believe is going to happen before we do that, though, is that we are going to take this liquidity here. We're probably going to come up to the 3.43 trillion-ish region up here, and then reject, come down. This is where everybody gives in. They're like, okay, the final pump was done, da-da-da-da. That's when we deploy like crazy, and then we just move on. If we don't come up to the 3.44 trillion, just add. I'm already long. I told you I'm heavy long. My positions are underwater, but it's fine because I plan the trade and I trade the plan. And my plan is that I can be underwater for months because I have the luxury of the bull market and I understand the market is going to up. So even a monkey can trade in these conditions, by the way, just so you know. So anyway, you come up, if we come up to this 3.45 trillion region and I see a market structure shift, which is a lower time frame market structure shift to lower low on the 15-minute chart and the hourly chart, I will take some profits on the positions that I layered in here. Why? Because I do believe that we're going to come down to the 2.95 trillion region. Okay? So if this happens first, I might consider taking some profits. I'm going to update you on my X. I'm going to update you on YouTube. But that's the plan. If we just start dumping here, just add to your positions. Because every 5, 6, 7%, add a portion of the positions, because these are the life change. This is where generational wealth is made. Okay. If you want a great trading platform, BitUnix is the place. They are partners on the channel. One of the things that I love about them is that they're non-KYC. You can trade on them. Sign up literally now. There will be a link down in the description here. You can literally just sign up today and start using them. The best thing is that all of you are DMing me about, give me some Solana, give me some money, give me this, give me that. We made a deal with BitUnix where 20% deposit bonus is yours. That means if you deposit $2,000, You get $400 on your account straight out. You can use that for trading. If you make profits, you can withdraw it. It's just literally printing. I promise you. The reason why we made this deal with them, because you guys asked us to help you with money. This is the best way we can help you. Sign up, non-KYC, deposit. If you deposit $100, you get $20. If you deposit $50, you get $10. If you deposit $200, you get $40. You get the deal. So anyway, it's a no-brainer to do that. There's a link in the description. Bitunix, make sure to check them out. Let me talk about some random news. Let's jump in here and then we're going to look at some other charts as well. But some interesting stuff is happening. One is $16 billion in cash will be distributed by FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, if you have not been here, FTX was one of the biggest frauds in crypto history. There was a guy called Sam Bankman-Fried who scammed everyone. You deposited and there was no money on the exchange. It was like a big ass Ponzi. And because of the market, because as the market recovered, the bankruptcy, I don't know how they call it. I can't remember how they called the guy who actually arranges all the bankruptcies. But anyway, so they could recover about 130, trustee, I think. Anyway, they could recover 130% of the lost funds because the market went up and they liquidated the tokens later, whatever. Now, it's nothing because if you held coins on FTX, they'd probably be like 5x. But now still, they are going to distribute $16 billion in dollars. Now, everybody is bullish on the fact that it's going to be dollars and the $16 billion is going to go straight into crypto. Yes, probably a portion of that will. But if someone tells you that it's $16 billion coming into crypto, no, that's not true. No, because there will be people who burn themselves, institutions, high-stake investors who already, they had maybe 2% of their wealth in crypto. They held it on FTX. When FTX collapsed and the market collapsed, they probably bought another 2% of their wealth, and then now they're just getting back the money. It's not all the money that is going to go into the market, but it's definitely a very, very bullish news. On another news, AIXBT becomes the first AI agent to wear an Ordinals as profile picture. Why is this interesting? Because again, if you follow my content, you know that I'm big ass on Ordinals. Like I became an NFT evangelist. I'm Ordinals NFT evangelist. That's what I am, okay? So there is this AI agent who's being pinged by this guy, Udi, right? And he said, you seem to be bullish on 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪, which is like an Ordinals NFT. This is how it looks. I do not own any of these, by the way. They are like 0.35 Bitcoin, which is quite expensive for the average people. I think it's quite expensive, and you really need to make sure that you buy stuff that is relevant. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But in general, what happened is that they sent an NFT to this guy, and then this AI agent, and then this AI agent used it as his profile picture, which is quite cool, honestly. It's actually quite freaking cool. Anyway, I just want to give you the opportunity. I just always want to tell you what I'm doing with my money, and I bought NFTs. If you want to know the whole details, there is a vlog that I have. It's called the $1 Billion Hustle. I'm driving and grinding towards $1 billion net worth. So if you want to see that, it's a weekly vlog. I have episodes basically from everywhere. I've been visiting the Banter offices here, for example, been on conferences and much more. So if you want to see that, there is a new episode that says I bought a JPEG for $13,000 and became an NFT evangelist. So it's like, make sure to check it out. There's a link in the description. Again, if you go down to the description, you will see it. Subscribe to the $1 Billion Hustle. You will see it here. I would truly appreciate if you check it out. You like it, share it, love it, comment on it, subscribe to the channel. This is my life's work. It's not a business. It's my life's work. Gonna document the whole journey. We're in 18 episodes already, and we have one a week. So we're in it for about 4 months. 4 or 5 months. So this is my love project. So anyway, check it out. There's a link in the description. And also I bought the NFT, of course. I bought Node Monkeys. So if you want to check that out, it's actually quite cool. Now, why do I do that? And again, I'm going to have a whole series on this. I'm going to do shows and videos, and I'm going to talk a lot about it on my X, but Ron Paul had a fantastic tweet that I read today morning, and I retweeted it. But the TLDR is the highest conviction bets, set it and forget it. Meaning NFTs are not for flipping. That's what I really realized. It's not for like, I'm buying NFT and then I'm going to sell it for expensive. That's not why you're buying it. You're buying it, holding it. Okay? Set it and forget it investment for the next 10 years is crypto art. Now, for me, it's the most compelling, enjoyable, and interesting area in crypto. You can talk about all that. But what he really says, if, as Taylor says, BTC is Manhattan real estate in the early days, then the best crypto art NFTs are the scarcest, most desirable block spaces of all. It is blindingly effing obvious. So if you can imagine, and here's how you should look at it. Now, before I became an NFT maxi, right? I looked at this thing and I was like, why the fuck are you buying a JPEG? It doesn't make any sense. I can just screenshot it. That's not the whole point. The whole point is that you're buying into the future. And I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, when you buy an NFT, you have to buy the right projects. But Ian from Ledger, he is the Chief Experience Officer at Legend. He's a very, very cool guy. He's been working with Louis Vuitton and Apple. And he's been opening my eye about this. He was like, will people talk about CryptoPunks in 50 years? Like, you go to the museum and you visit steam engines, but you drive an electric car. Why? Because it's interesting. Because it was the first one. It was part of history. This is where we came from. When everything will be NFTs, you're going to talk about NFTs. You will be like, that was the first thing. So you have to buy blue chip NFTs. Not only great community and whatever, that's great, but you have to buy blue chip NFTs that will be part of history. I'm not going to talk more about this, but read this. I retweeted it. It's on my X. Read this. I 100% agree with RuPaul. Such a great post. And then you will obviously be able to see it on I give all my reasoning why I bought what I bought for $13,000 in the vlog episode. Now, another news, which came out on December 5th. Phantom will integrate Sui. Phantom is the Solana trading wallet, right? We know it, meme coin wallet. But it will be integrating Sui. Why this is a big deal and why am I talking about it now? Is because it's happening soon and you have to position yourself. And one of the best things you can do is you can start buying Sui memes. Now you can look at the BEPS memes, you can buy the big memes, whatever that is. I wanted to bring you one meme to your attention, 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪. I am invested, okay? I have bought the token, but also I see major people like 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪 pushing it, and many more than 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪. But 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪 is one of the guys who I rely on when it comes to these things. And yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to tell you it's at 20 mil. When I first talked about it, was like 5 mil or something on the show here. So I'm just calling this, and I do believe that Phantom, when Phantom starts, again, this is not financial advice. You do whatever you want to do. I'm not paid to do this. I'm just going to tell you what I think and what I'm doing with my own money. And I am buying 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗪. Why? Because when the Sui integration comes in Phantom, most of these memes can easily pull a 5x. I do not see any reason with the website, with everything that 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗪 is doing, and especially how early you would be, at 23 million, do not see this not going to 100 million. That's a 4x. And we're going to look back at it and maybe I get rugged and then we're all going to laugh. Talking about memes, holy shit. I've been playing around with Dexcelerate. Guys, hear me out here. They are the partners of the channel. Rand calls us up. He's like, hey, we have a partner, Dexcelerate, check it out. I was like, okay, I'm not really interested in whatever. And I opened it throughout the holidays. I am up. I put in, I think, 1.5 SOL. And I'm up about 1 SOL in the past 3 days. Full automated, bruv. Let me show you how it works. So here's how it works. Dexcelerate, basically what you can do a bunch of things. I'm going to do a full tutorial on this as well because it's insane. But in general, what I would want you to look at is their automation on Telegram calls. Okay, you can look up a bunch of Telegram calling channels, right? You come here, you sign up. There's a link in the description. You sign up, and you land on here. You will have this. You go into terminal. You will have nothing here. Okay, you won't have all this here. You will have Telegram. You will have to connect your Telegram account. Very important, when you connect your Telegram account, it will tell you that you need a password as well. There is a setting on Telegram, which I didn't know, that you can set if you want to connect your Telegram with another service, you can set this password. It's under security, so check that out if you want. But so you go on here, you connect it, you join into these caller Telegram groups, okay? Caller Telegram groups. That means that you're going to join into these random groups that post contract addresses. You can't monitor those. So what you do, you come in here, and once you put in, so for example, here is one, I just found this, Kurama Gambles. Okay, I don't even know what the fuck this is. I just found it, okay? So I don't know, let's go Kurama Kabal. It's randomly online found it. So I go in here, and once you connect your account, what you will be able to do is it will show you exactly how much gains these calls made. This call here has been called on the 27th of December, and it made a 4x since then. So in 2 days. This here was called 23rd of December, made 1.3, so 33%. This one here made 6%. This one here made 56%. So on, so on, so on. Now there you can find call groups. Add all the groups to your Telegram as you can. You can come here. You can click on plus. You can search for your Telegram groups. Once you find your Telegram group, you can just edit here and you can see the statistics. If the statistics is good, here's what you do. You go up here, you click on the name of the group, and you set this bot here on what you want to buy. You set like 0.1 Solana, whatever that is, and you can set a target where you want to get at automatically. So even if you're just gambling on the fact that there are a bunch of people in a group and they're going to buy into the token that is being posted, if you can be the first one, you can make massive, massive gains. So what I do, just put it in here how much you want to buy on a call, and put in at 1% of gain, you want to sell 1% of your portfolio. So for example, I say if the token pumps 40% after my buy, sell 75% of my portfolio. Simple. I go save. One thing you want to do, priority, set it to high. Make sure to set it to high. And that's it. I took all these trades. I'm up, so I deposited 1.5 Solana. So now it went down. It was 2.9 the morning. So obviously it's a zero-sum game. So you obviously what you're gonna do is you're just gonna play this, and as you play more, it's a VC model. You're gonna buy into like a bunch of shit, and then on the numbers game, you have to make sure that you pick the groups based on the statistics that make the most sense. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna come out in profit. But I'm up half a Solana in like 3 days, which is not bad either. It's like $70. And I did nothing other than the fact that simply set this up. Anyway, so I'm up this. I hold these tokens. I don't even know what they are, but I hold. Is this? Bruv. Okay, anyway, so you get the point. There's a link in the description. Play around. It's completely free. It's insane. And you can do limit targets. I'm gonna really do a complete tutorial on this. But in general, it's pretty cool. You have to check them out. It's incredible. It's incredible. Incredible. Okay, let's go on to ETH. If you have a sizable BTC bag that you don't mind being flexible with, you're probably better off rotating into ETH. Here is what I'm thinking about this ETH rotation. I got a lot of questions. I have a very, very simple answer. And yes, I do think ETH is going to catch a bid. Yes, I am going to play this. Yes, I am going to buy ETH. I'm going to long ETH, whatever. Here's what I want to see. If you look at the weekly chart, beautiful retrade. This is ETH BTC. Beautiful retrace into a weekly order block. Beautiful. This is what we want to see. Fantastic. Incredible. What you've seen here, 2017, what did you see? Came back, December 2017. What happened? 40% pump. All the way came back to what? To the weekly OB here. You see him perfectly, 2020, 2017, 300% gain. This is exactly what I'm expecting here. So I'm expecting the ETH BTC chart to pull something like this, okay? I'm expecting it to pull something like this, which would put us around 150, 180, 200% on ETH BTC. That means you'll outperform Bitcoin with Ethereum about 2 times, okay? So what do I need to see for this? It's super simple. I need to see one simple thing, and that's a daily close above the major high, and that's it. So I need to see a daily close above. Why? I don't have my thing here. It doesn't come up. No probs. We'll just do it like this. So I need to see, this is what we call a market structure shift. We're going to see a market structure shift like this. If we close above this level, which is currently at 0.041, I am going to take a heavy ETH position. Heavy. So I'm going to take a heavy ETH position and I'm going to ride it all the way back up. My target for this, as I said, my target for the ETH BTC is about 0.085 to 0.1-ish. That's the ratio that I want to look at. So approximately up here, about $8,000 ETH, I think is reasonable. $8,000, $9,000 ETH is what I would be looking at. So this is the ETH scenario. Another news, El Salvador now holds 6,000 Bitcoins worth about 570 million. This is just showing the strength of holding your coins, like literally just buying and holding. Talking about buying and holding, use a cold wallet. If you want to use a cold wallet, use a cold wallet. There's a link in the description for Ledger. And then this is the craziest story. Okay, this is crazy. So Chinese geologists discovered 1 tons of gold. 1,000 tons of gold. That's an extra 0.5% added to the global supply. Let me give you an example here. That means if they would just say, oh, we actually just discovered 1 million Bitcoins. That's kind of what it means. Okay, no, hold on a second. 21 million, that would be 5%. So it would be about 100, that would be, hold on a second, how much that is? 100,000 Bitcoins, yes. So they discovered 100,000 Bitcoins. They'd be like, hey, we discovered 100,000 Bitcoins just laying around somewhere. That's the same scenario. Now, this does not sound much, but it's insane. That's a lot. Why? Few things. Why Bitcoin is better than gold. Again, for Peter Schiff, this is for you. One is, there is no way to just discover 100,000 Bitcoin. Mathematically not possible, okay? The way the whole thing is created and coded and designed and run is that it is not possible to increase supply. It's just not possible. As opposed to gold, where we've been like, oh, there's a meteorite which is containing billions of dollars worth of gold, and now NASA is trying to figure out how they can bring... You know, that's so fucking garbage. The whole thing is garbage. Why? Because if you have, for example, scientists discovering that 2,000 meters below ground in China, they can get 1,000 ton of gold. You don't know how much gold exists in the world. You do not know. And you're betting on something as a store of value because of the limited supply, which is not limited in supply. So anyway, this is a serious thing. And I do believe that for anybody who understands, and trust me, the big guys will understand the fact that, hey, there is 0.5% of there is 0.5% added to, there is 0.5% of the global supply is added to the supply of gold. You know what I mean? That's massive news that we don't really talk about. So anyway, this is just another reason why it's better to buy Bitcoin than gold. Guys, I hope you enjoy this. I'm sorry I couldn't be here live, but I had a lot of stuff that is going on. Currently, I'm somewhere going around when you're watching this. But I recorded it about 2 hours before now you're watching this. You know, I'm talking to the future. Anyway, so truly appreciate you watching. One more thing I wanted to say. One more thing. We're running a massive campaign with NordVPN. I almost forgot to say that. It's VPN. You need a VPN, no question. I'm not even going to talk about it. I got someone DMing me yesterday, and they said they got $95,000 stolen from them. And the main reason is because they clicked on a freaking phishing link. NordVPN protects you from that. It's very simple. It's like $5 a month, $3 a month. I don't even know how much it is, but it's nothing compared to the losses that you can incur. Very simple. You get a VPN like NordVPN. They have a threat protection built in. That means that when you click on a link, it will tell you, do not click on this link because it's a phishing link. They'll steal all your crypto. It's very simple, very cheap. You need a VPN. If you want to use NordVPN, there is a link in the description. I would appreciate if you use it. But even if you don't use my link, please promise me you're going to use a VPN. I dedicated my life to helping you guys, and this is what I'm doing. If you do not use a VPN and you're in crypto, you're making an extremely big mistake. And sooner or later, you will realize it. It's just very simple. Use a VPN. It's very simple. Guys, truly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. Share it. Love it. Make sure to follow me on X. That's the best place to reach me. I reply to all the DMs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Come back for the next one. Tomorrow is a big-ass show. And I believe I will see you in the next one. Take care.